Welcome to New Sky TV. The entire internet exploded. While everyone was still debating who the next breakout couple would be, Zhai Yiying had already quietly taken center stage. At the same time, paired with two male gods of completely different temperaments, Wang Haozhen and Zhao Zhendong. One was a handsome, restrained, and storytelling gentle rationalist, while the other was a composed, sharp-featured, and quintessential old-school aesthetic. The moment their names were written side by side, the discussion couldn't stop. Who had better chemistry with Zhai Yiying? Wang Haozhen or Zhao Zhendong? The answer wasn't so simple. From the very first frame, viewers noticed that Zhai Yiying seemed to possess a secret weapon. She wasn't the overtly glamorous type of female lead, nor was she a deliberately sweet and innocent template. Rather, she possessed an extremely rare, gentle presence that made people unconsciously lower their guard. Her smile wasn't forced, her approach wasn't aggressive, yet it precisely struck the softest spot in the other person's emotions. This effect was amplified when working with Zhao Zhendong. Zhao Zhendong is known for his calm, self-possessed, and extremely restrained demeanor. On screen, he's like a piece of overpolished, cold jade, steady, hard, and unwilling to show weakness. But when Zhai Yiying stands beside him, that old-fashioned seriousness melts away little by little. Her eyes are soft yet not clingy, and her speech is perfectly paced, neither oppressive nor hesitant. Thus, for the first time, the audience sees Zhao Zhendong's character pause briefly in her presence, show hesitation, and experience a moment of uncertainty. At that moment, the contrast between fortitude meeting gentleness strikes a chord deep within the viewer. However, when the camera switches to Wang Haozhen, the style is completely different. Wang Haozhen inherently possesses a youthful spirit and a delicate sensitivity. His emotions are fluid and open, like a river that can be read at any time. When Zhai Yiying stands with him, there's no need to deliberately create confrontation. Instead, it's more like two souls with similar temperatures reflecting each other. Her sweetness is no longer about breaking the ice, but a naturally growing sense of companionship. A single glance is enough for the audience to conjure up countless everyday moments. Most interestingly, no matter who she's facing, Zhai Yiying isn't overwhelmed by masculine auras. On the contrary, she acts like an invisible emotional trigger, subtly guiding the state of her co-stars. With Zhao Zhendong, she's the warmth that cracks the coldness. With Wang Haozhen, she's the anchor that makes gentleness even more weighty. This is precisely what truly captivates the audience. She doesn't rely on creating buzz through shipping, but rather uses her exceptional emotional adaptability to make different types of male characters believable, relatable, and compelling. Sweet without being cloying, intimate without being superficial, ambiguous yet measured, emotionally resonant. This delicate sense of proportion is particularly rare in today's film and television market. When she holds Zhao Zhendong's hand, the audience sees the softness awakened beneath a calm exterior. When she walks towards Wang Haozhen, the audience feels a mutual journey within a world of gentleness. One sweet, one steady, one gentle, one strong. Two relationships, two kinds of heart-fluttering moments, yet both are perfectly valid. Perhaps this is her true secret weapon, not choosing who to be with, but, no matter who she stands with, she makes people believe that the emotions of this moment are genuine. An actress like this is destined to be remembered by the market and will keep the on-screen couple buzzing. Zhai Yiying stands beside them, never trying to steal the spotlight or deliberately stand out. She simply smiles just right, speaks softly, and her eyes are bright, yet she is impossible to ignore. Zhao Zhendong's originally stiff posture relaxes unconsciously next to her. Wang Haozhen's usually restrained facial expressions crumble instantly at her glance. The audience then realizes, the so-called old cadre isn't incapable of sweetness, he just hasn't met the right person. Thus, a rare scene appears in the short drama circle. Zhao Zhendong begins to interact, even showing a rare smile in the behind-the-scenes footage. Wang Haozhen no longer just stands at a safe distance, but actively approaches and responds to jokes, exuding a strong sense of professionalism without being greasy. This change makes viewers both laugh and feel warm. Because it's not like artificial sweeteners in a formulaic drama, but more like a real chemical reaction in life. When someone is sincere and comfortable enough, those around them naturally let down their guard. Zhai Yiying's sweetness is never about "I want you to like me," but rather you can feel comfortable being yourself. It's this non-aggressive approachability that made two male actors, known for their composure, willingly step down from their cool and aloof personas and enter a more relaxed and authentic state with her. What's even more wonderful is that this chemistry isn't limited to the drama. Their off-screen interactions are equally captivating, not deliberately sweet, but full of subtle details, not ostentatious, but leaving a lasting impression. A casual gesture of handing over a prop, a knowing smile after a natural eye contact, all are precisely captured by the audience and amplified into iconic moments. Sweetness is understated, yet incredibly powerful. So looking back at this statement now, it carries a deeper meaning. It wasn't that Zhai Yiying challenged Zhao's Zhendong and Wang Haozhen's old cadre image, but rather that she gave them an opportunity to show the audience that composure and gentleness aren't contradictory, and that genuine emotions can flow even under restraint. The short drama circle isn't lacking in actors or on-screen couples, but it lacks this kind of chemistry that makes people believe, relax, and want to watch again and again. Zhai Yiying, precisely, became that key. When aloofness meets natural sweetness, the style changes. When defenses are dissolved by gentleness, the story truly begins. This is probably why this couple is constantly discussed, yet never becomes outdated. The real brilliance of this pairing lies precisely in the fact that they never just leave the sweetness in the script. In today's fast-paced short dramas and increasingly discerning audiences, relying solely on dialogue and plot points is no longer enough to consistently create memorable moments. However, the combination of Zhai Yiying and Zhao's Zhendong has quietly taken the lead in the industry in terms of co-creation and promotion. Every collaboration between them doesn't feel like a pre-arranged process, but rather a natural extension based on their understanding of the characters. Zhai Yiying is well aware of her strengths. Her sweet girl persona isn't just superficial cuteness, but a highly approachable emotional entry point. She knows how to use relaxed interactions and sincere expressions to draw the audience from the observer stage into the story, creating a sense of "I know them." Zhao's Zhendong, on the other hand, stands at the opposite end. His steadiness isn't coldness, but a fulcrum that allows emotions to ground themselves. When sweetness is supported, when emotions have a foundation, the relationship feels real and believable. Thus, you'll find that their promotion doesn't rush to prove or sweet, but instead consistently releases a sense of security. A non-interrupting stance, a natural response catching the other's emotions, and a well-designed, unforced interaction all silently tell the audience, this isn't acting, it's tacit understanding. It's precisely because of this complementarity that the entire promotional process doesn't feel like a traditional hard sell ad. There are no overly forceful slogans, no deliberately piled up ambiguity, but rather a sincere sharing and recommendation between friends. You've seen it, you like it, so you want to tell others. This planting the seed feeling is precisely the emotional state that audiences are most easily swayed by today. More importantly, it reflects a shift in the production logic of short dramas. Platforms and teams no longer treat actors merely as disposable tools, but are beginning to seriously cultivate the actor's intellectual property, how to create a closed loop between the character's image, the actor's temperament, and the audience's perception, and how to ensure that the emotions continue to resonate even after a work ends. Once this approach is established, actors and works are no longer separate, but mutually reinforcing. Zhai Yiying is responsible for drawing people closer, while Zhao's Zhendong is responsible for establishing emotional connection. One creates the entry point, the other provides depth. One makes people want to click in, the other makes people want to stay. When sweetness is no longer a gimmick but a means of communication, when stability is no longer a distance but a source of trust, the audience's goodwill will naturally accumulate. It is precisely in this quiet collaboration that this duo has completed the most crucial step, making the audience believe that they are not a pushed-out couple, but a duo worth remembering. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.